Hello and welcome, I'm Mystical, this is Mystical Gaming. Grab yourself a couple, we're jumping into Watch Your Realms, and I wanted to go over a couple of things reference gear enhancement, more specifically evolution of gear. So that's one of the gems you can get, and we're going to have a look at that today. You're going to have a look at sort of what we have to do with it in regards to that. Now, one of the things you want to do is have a quick check. One of the things I want you to do is go and have a quick check of your gear recommendations. So you go over to gear, click something, and then go to sell, and then your gear recommendation buttons is just down there, and then back out of it. There we go. This is the screen we're after. Gear not including any recommendation rules, the glacier set. For me, glacier set, I don't really find a need for it, so I don't save any of it. I can get rid of it all. Now I need to change this. I need to change this, and I need to make sure it's included in my gear recommendations because it's going to change come the patch. There's a possibility of changing come the patch, so you just want to be aware of this. If you've got stuff that isn't included in your recommendations, then go and add it in there, because when we come to gear recommendation or gear enhancement and we click on that, we're then taken to this screen here, okay, which are all our enhancement for our gems and our gear and that sort of stuff. But the one in particular we're after is the one down here, and it's the evolution. Okay, there we go. Evolution Gem Enhancement transforms tier 1 mythical higher gear into tier 2, tier 3 gear of the same part while preserving its secondary attributes. So what does that mean? Tier 1 stuff will become tier 2 or tier 3. We'll have a look at the gear sets in a second, have a look at which ones become what, that sort of thing. It preserves its secondary attributes. Well, it does, because they don't change. It's not preserving the main stat. It doesn't change the main stat, but you have to level it up to 16, and 16 for tier 1 is not the same as level 16 for tier 2 or tier 3. So the main stat will change. It will get bumped up. Okay, that's realistically what that bit means. So what are we doing with this? Where do we get that gem from? All that sort of good stuff. Now this is our tier 2 or tier 1 stuff. Now let's remove the stuff that we know that we can already ascend. That leaves us these 3 items. Okay, so let's go and have a look. We'll do the first one, slow time. So you click on the plus, you select the gear you want, you can down to the salvation set, you click on the salvation set that you want to do, you add it, you then click onto the gem, and then once we've clicked onto the gem, we can then get taken to this screen. Now, like you say, at the bottom there, it's going to cost us 300,000 gold. Okay, no great shakes if you've probably got that lying around. And then we can have a click on the search button up there and see what it will transform into. Okay, so click onto that search button, and there we go. That tier 1 set will automatically become a tier 3 set. There is no tier 2 healer bits of kit, so it's going to be transformed straight away into tier 3. Now for the rest of these, we'll skip over finding it. I will just do some clever editing for you. Okay, so there we go. We change it there, and then we can swap it over. There we go. So this is now the Whirlwind set. That will get changed to Warlord or Wicked Vengeance, and then if we have a look at our other 2-piece set, the Annihilating Might, we can then see there that gets changed into Warlord or Wicked Vengeance. Okay, there we go. As expected, flows to. Now the other pieces of gear that we got are our 3-piece sets as well. Now they can be changed as well. Okay, so if we have a look at those, so we're back out of this, go to clear screen again, we'll bring up our 3-piece sets. They're all the 3-piece tier 1 sets. Remove all the ones we can ascend, and then we'll squish the list down a bit so we actually know what we're working with, as opposed to being all over the place. There we go. Now these are the bits of gear we want to have a look at. Now if we just pick them out and add them to, I'll do the same as I did last time. I will edit all the changing around. So there we go. There's the sticks set for us. Okay, found a piece of that. It will cost us 300,000, and then we can have a look at what it turns into. So this set here will become a DPS set. Okay, that means it will become tier 1 or tier 2. Just get yourself out of the way. There we go. Aegis Wrath, Soulbound Arcana, Infernal Royage tier 2, tier 3 Hell's Lamont or Cataclysm sets. It will become one of those. Which one it becomes, I don't know. I'm assuming, I don't know for definite, I haven't used any of it, but I assume that the tier 3 stuff is rarer than the tier 2 stuff. Here's our next set, there we go, and that's a DPS set as well, because as we know, this is the Doom set. There we are there, that was a Doom Bangle, and that changed into another DPS set for us. Okay, let's change this piece over again. Glacier set. Now this is a bit more interesting. Now I've got this on a list I don't want to keep anymore, but I will change that, because when I have a look at this list now, there we go. This is another one of those ones where there's no tier 2 item for it, so it jumps up to tier 3. So my Glacier set can now become Unshaken Will or Tempered Will. Okay, that's a good jump for it, a good jump, and it gets those set bonuses as well. So absolutely fantastic. I will be adding my Glacier set now onto my tanky stuff within my gear recommendations. So make sure you check your gear recommendations. That's why we hit there first, so we know what we're doing with it. Okay. Next up, we want to have a look at, okay, I think we're back into some more DPS sets now. So let's go and have a look. Hawkeye set. Got on some of these lying around. If you have, brilliant. I think I had to buy mine from the shop, but that's a straight up DPS set. So that would become one of those 5 DPS sets, either tier 2 or tier 3, as expected. If you've got any lying around, but if you are just hitting or just cleared stages 19, this is all good news for you, because you can get this stuff upgraded. Okay, Mana Spring, bit weird this one. Okay, so Mana Spring is classed as a healing set. You would have thought it, and it transforms into Invigoration, which is tier 2 healing set. It changes it into Wings of Grace, tier 3 healing set, but also included in there is a morale set. Would you want to do it or not? I don't know. I think there's a place in the game or Mana Spring set, but you might want to change what Mana Spring set you're keeping, whether you want to keep any of this as well. Okay, so if you've got a good piece of Mana Spring set and you're struggling to get your Diachan Dolores or whatever pieces of gear up and running, you might want to go this way around it. Okay, just one of those things to be aware of, but bear in mind you might also get them around the set. There we go. Right, next up we've got Fractured Piece. This turns into a DPS set. We already know that. As expected, it becomes one of the 5 DPS. Okay. Next set, Curse Ring. We know that's going to become a DPS piece. No great shakes there. Next piece we've got for Activity set. We know that's a DPS set. Boom, moving swiftly on. There we go. Next piece, however, what have we got next? It's the Guardian set. Now, this is a bit more tricky. Again, there's no tier 2 pieces for defenders, so it's going straight up to tier 3. Would you want to swap your Guardian set for Unshaken Will? Don't know. I quite like 15% damage reduction. Whether I would try and swap it over, I don't know. If I wanted it to become Tempered Will, that's something that maybe I would try a Glacier set over this. Okay, just a bit of food for thought for you on where you're actually going with this stuff. Okay, so Guardians, I probably wouldn't transfer any of it over. I think it's a good set as is, even at tier 1 level. Okay, so for me, I probably won't. It's not to say I wouldn't. Now, you can do your other stuff as well. You can get a wisdom piece and transfer that over. You can. I wouldn't. I would just ascend it onto what it normally ascends to. The same with the insight set. Now, where do we get these from? So you can see it's 300,000 gold and it is one of these gems. Now, where are you going to get these gems from? That's possibly the other part of the question. How do you get them and where do you get use and all that sort of stuff? So here we go. So if you're doing gear raids 19, you're going to want to do this. You're going to want these more than people who aren't doing it. Okay, so gear raid 19, that's where we start getting our stuff. So gear raid 18, we don't get anything. Gear raid 19, we can then see we get our troves there. Okay, or we get our keystones there. Now, a bit of confusion over these. I want you to start looking at these as chests. Okay, so this is a green chest for level 1, and inside it contains level 1 keystones. Right, just look at it as a chest as opposed to an item, because it's sort of misleading like that, and there's a few questions about it. This is a level 2 chest. The epic ones are level 3 chests, and then all the way down at stage 24 you can get a level 4 chest, and inside that will contain level 4 keystones. Right, where the level 5 stuff drops from, I don't know, but there is a level 5 in the Hall of Illusions, but there is no level 5. I haven't seen any level 5 place to get anything yet. So when you do your runs, okay, scan through your runs, and at the bottom of them, there we go, we can see we've got a couple come through. They do not match the colours of the stage 22 that I was doing. They've got nothing to do with that whatsoever. Okay, I got trial level 1s. You can see in the top right hand corner there's a 1 in there. That's trial level 1s. We've got a rare one and we've got a legendary one. Okay, that's what you're getting out of your keystone chests, which is what you're getting, or I prefer to look at them as what you're getting from the stage rewards. Okay, so within that chest there was a level 1 one. Now when I come over here I can already see them, and then I take my my keystone and I insert it into the Stargate. Okay, there we are, and then over on the right hand side I can see the BP required. It's about 640, level 90. I presume we can do that, and then we've got a couple of chests there as well. Now if we go and have a look at the chests, we can see the rewards within the chests. They are somewhat different. When you got to level 2 the chests become better, but at level 1 purple chest, nothing great in there. Level 2 or level 1 legendary chest, you start to get the Ascension Augmentation Gem for your artifacts. You can upgrade your artifacts. Okay, there we go. Now our legendary one. Now we remember you can get this from stage 19. You can get this. Okay, now it's a boss fight you can get with the legendary ones, and we can also see we can get mythic chest rewards. Right now the BP has jumped up. It's almost the best part of 600k. So go careful with that. Make sure you know what you're doing on the fight. You don't want to blow this. Right. But inside that mythic chest, that's where you can start to get your gems from, right? That's where we're going to get them from. That is the bit that's going to upgrade your gear for you much quicker than you're be able to upgrade it before. So all those times that you get your Hawk set and it rolls fantastically for you, you can make that into a tier 2, tier 3 set. Okay, that may really help you out as a beginner or newer account. This is the bit that's really going to really push your account forward. Okay, just be aware that this is usable or doable for lower level accounts. They've put it in the, I think they've put it in the right place. Whether they need some juggling around with the BP on the boss fights or not, I don't know, but and how many of them you get, I don't know. I don't think you're going to get a fantastic amount of them, but each one you get is another piece of good gear that you're going to get. Okay, you're going to take that tier 1 set that you can't ascend. Don't use on the ones you can ascend. I think that would be a waste. All those other sets, you can have a look at them and go, I'm going to ascend this up to a tier 2, tier 3 set, and that can really boost your account. Okay, there we are. That's me done for the day. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found it informative, and I hope you go back into your gear recommendations and change that up so you've got exactly what you're looking for. Okay, these are the things as a lower level account you're going to be wanting to hunt. You get them from stage 19 and above. You get them from the chest that you get in there, a keystone chest that can contain legendary, or it can contain mythic level 1 trials or level 2 trials. Okay, and that's where you're going to get these from. Okay, right, thank you very much for your time. If you could leave me the old thumbs up, like and subscribe, would help me out massively, and I'll see you all in a video again soon. Thank you very much for your time. Cheers, goodbye.